Hello, and welcome to TD's Pokemon Lair. I'm TD, and this is the Lair. Today we're unboxing a box of 10 Pokemon cards that I sent to PSA. I got them back in this box, neatly packed for safety. Let me get them out of here, and we'll see what grades I got, alright? Let's go! Check out this 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Good Manners Trainer card, a first edition, the 111th card of this set. Looking at the front of this card, it's very clean. I like it. There's no scratches, creases, or bends. Our centering from left to right is a little towards the left. Top to bottom centering is a little towards the bottom. Looking for any damage on our corners and our edges. I think it's free and clear and clean of any damage. Let's take a look at the back of the card and start with our centering from left to right. It's a little bit towards the right. Centering from top to bottom is a little bit towards the bottom. Our surface shows no damage like creases, bends, scratches, or dirt. Our corners and our edges, the only thing I can see is some slight damage on that upper right corner. And that's going to give us a grade of Mint 9. That's pretty darn good. Let's look at this 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Lieutenant Surge's Treaty, a first edition trainer card, the 112th card of this set. This is very clean. The graphics are bright and nice. There's no damage like creases, bends, or scratches on the surface of the card. Our centering from left to right is a little bit towards the left. Centering from top to bottom is a little bit towards the bottom. Looking at our corners and our edges, I do not find any damage. Let's turn this card over and look at the back, and our surface is free of any damage like creases, bends, scratches, or dirt. Our centering from left to right is a little bit towards the right, and top to bottom centering is a little bit towards the bottom. Looking at our corners and our edges, they are actually really clean and free of damage. And we're going to get a grade of Mint 9. I like it. Here is a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Minion of Team Rocket, a first edition trainer card, the number 113th card of this set. Looking at the front of this card, it's very clean. I don't see any problems like creases, bends, or scratches. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think, is all within the tolerances, and I don't see any damage on any of the corners or edges. Taking a gander at the back of the card, our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think, is all within the tolerances. And looking at the surface of the card, I don't see any damage like creases, bends, scratches, or any other problems. And looking at our corners and our edges, that's finally where we have a slight problem where the upper right corner has some slight damage. Aha! And the grade we're going to get is a Mint 9. I expected that. Without that damage on that one corner, we would have got a 10. We're looking at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Misty's Wrath, a first edition trainer, the 114th card of the set. And this one looks really nice. It has Psyduck in it. The surface looks really clean without any scratches, creases, or bends. Our centering from top to bottom is towards the bottom, and left to right centering is a little bit towards the left. Looking at our corners and our edges, I think they're clean and free of damage. As we turn over the card and look at the back of it, you can see that our centering from left to right is a little bit towards the right, and centering top to bottom is a little bit towards the bottom. Looking at our corners and edges, they're very clean. I don't see any damage there. Looking at the surface of the card, I do not see any creases, bends, scratches, or any other damage on the surface of this card. So our grade is going to be a Mint 9. These old cards aren't doing too bad. Let me show you this 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Pewter City Gym, a first edition trainer card, the 115th of the set. And looking at the front of this card, I like the graphics, the cleanliness of the front of the card with no scratches, creases, or bends. Our centering from left to right is a little towards the left, and top to bottom centering is towards the bottom. Our corners and our edges, I think, have no damage that I can find. Flipping the card over, we look at the back of the card, and our centering from left to right is towards the right. Top to bottom centering is towards the bottom. Looking at our surface, I did not find any creases, bends, or scratches. Looking at our corners and our edges, I think the only thing I can see is a couple of specks of damage on those two upper corners. This card is going to earn a grade of Mint 9. I think it deserves it. You're looking at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Recall, a first edition trainer, the 116th card. Looking at the front of this card, I think it's very clean. There's no scratches, creases, or bends to damage or deteriorate from the graphics. Our centering from left to right, I think, is really close to the spec. Our centering from top to bottom, I think, is a little towards the bottom. Looking at our corners and our edges, I think they're very clean, then show no damage. As we look to the back of the card, Our surface looks free of any creases, bends, scratches, or dirt. Our centering from top to bottom I think is close to the tolerance, and left to right I think it might be slightly to the left, but I think it's really close to the tolerance. Looking at our corners and our edges, the only thing I can see is some slight damage on that upper right corner. And we'll get a good grade of mint 9. This is doing pretty good. This card is a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Sabrina CSP, a first edition trainer, the 117th card. Looking at the front of this card, it's very clean. The graphics are bright. There's no scratches, creases, or bends. Our centering from top to bottom is towards the bottom. Left to right centering is really close to the spec, I think. And looking for any damage on our corners and edges, I did not find any. Let's take a look at the back of the card, and our surface is free of any damage like creases, bends, scratches, or dirt. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right I think is all really close to the tolerances or within. Looking for any damage on our corners and our edges, I'm actually surprised. They're pretty darn clean. And we're going to get a grade of mint 9. That was a solid 9 card. That centering on the front took us out of a 10. Let's check out this 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Secret Mission, a first edition trainer, the 118th card. Looking at the front of this card, I like the graphics of the guy there, and I also like the cleanliness of this card. There's no scratches, creases, or bends. Looking at our centering from left to right, I think that's really close to the tolerance. Centering from top to bottom looks quite a bit towards the bottom. Looking at our corners and our edges for any damage, and I did not find any damage. Flip the card over and look to the back, and as we examine it, you can see that our centering from top to bottom is towards the top a little bit, and centering from left to right I think it's slightly towards the left. Looking at our surface, I do not see any damage like creases, bends, dirt, or scratches. Looking at our corners and our edges, I think the two left corners have specks of damage on them, but not much more. And this secret mission trainer is going to get a grade of near mint 8. That's not too shabby. We are looking at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Tickling Machine, a first edition trainer, the 119th card. Looking at the front of this card, the graphics are bright. There's no scratches, creases, or bends on the surface of this card. Our centering from left to right looks really close to the tolerance. It might be a little to the left though. And centering from top to bottom looks really close to the tolerance. And looking at our corners and edges, I did not find any damage. As I turn this card over and look at the back of the card, our surface looks really nice. There's no creases, bends, scratches, or any other damage. Looking at our centering from left to right and top to bottom, man, those are all really close to the tolerances. There might be slightly to the left and maybe towards the top. And looking for our corners and our edges, there might be some very slight damage on that upper right corner. This is actually looking to be a good card. Let's see what grade we get. Mint 9. Man, I was hoping that would be close enough for a 10, but I guess our centering might have been off enough just to drop us to a 9. I'm showing you this 2000 Pokemon Gym Heroes Vermilion City Gym First Edition Trainer card, the 120th card of this set. And this one looks really nice. I love the graphics. The surface shows no sign of any damage like creases, bends, or scratches. Our centering from left to right is a little towards the left, and top to bottom centering looks a little bit towards the bottom. Looking at our corners and edges, I did not find any damage. Flip the card around and take a gander at the back of the card, and our centering from left to right is towards the right, and top to bottom centering is towards the bottom. Surface of the card shows no damage like creases, bends, scratches, or any other problems. Looking at our corners and our edges, the only thing I can see is some very slight damage on that upper left corner. And our grade is going to be a mint 9. I like it a lot. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the content. Please like and subscribe. And always remember, you got to catch them all. Have a great day and an awesome week.